Data presented for April 2025 was preliminary and subject to revision. The variance between the initial surplus estimate and the finalized figures is primarily the result of late postings by the Treasury, particularly related to interest expenses on T-bills. This is a normal part of the reconciliation process between preliminary and final monthly fiscal data. What remains most important is that all indicators continue to point toward the overall fiscal deficit for the full fiscal year, which ended on June 30th, 2025, falling within the projected range of 0.3 to 0.7% of GDP, as communicated by the Prime Minister. Those mounting concerns from Bahamas power and light consumers about the rise in their power bills have reached the ear of the Prime Minister. Mr. Davis responding to complaints that consumer power bills have doubled when it was anticipated, even expected, that they would decrease.
What we promised, I think we are delivering. Again, it's consumption, and if consumers were to look at their consumption, what I would invite anyone who has a complaint about their consumption, there's a unit now that's been set up for PPL to have an assessment of your energy use. And they could take advantage of that through the Ministry of Energy to determine why their usage might be as high as it is.
And low electricity bills remain a primary component of the government's energy reform plan.
The grid that requires replacement and remediation, that work is continuing. Once that is complete, you'll see more decreases. We are bringing online, we are moving from heavy oil, dirty oil as we call it, to LNG. That's still going on. And once that is in place, we will see further decreases. And each of those initiatives should be completed by the end of this year or early next year.
Mr. Davis's comments came after the official signing of a multi-million-dollar contract today for major upgrades to the airport in Black Point, Exuma. Our Fern Kerry tells us tonight that this is a continuation of the government's overall revitalization plans for airports nationwide.
The $17.96 million contract signed between the government and Bahamian company Abaco Aggregates provides for a major upgrade to the airport in Black Point, Exuma. The initiative, part of the Davis administration's Family Island Renaissance project. The project will significantly enhance the reliability of air travel to Exuma while strengthening the emergency response capabilities and enabling better movement of goods and services. Minister of Works, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, provides more details.
Is for the full reconstruction and expansion of the Black Point Airport runway and all related civil works associated with the proposed new airport terminal building. Once completed, this project will result in a 5,000-foot long by 100-foot wide ICAO compliant hot mix asphalt runway with improved airside infrastructure to support Bahamas Air's ATR 72-600 aircraft and similar sized regional jets.
Area Member of Parliament, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, says apart from boosting tourism and facilitating regional and international jets, the project is the fulfillment of a promise to Black Point residents. He stressed that the facility will be fully compliant with international civil aviation standards.
This port of entry designation means that you will be able to accommodate direct flights from the USA and other countries and clear customs and immigration in Black Point. This enhanced accessibility, connectivity, and more seamless travel will single-handedly create a level of transformation not seen before in Black Point.
Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, noted that once completed, the airport will be the best in the region, boasting modern amenities.
The people of Black Point will also benefit from a new terminal facility built to accommodate 70-plus passengers and outfitted with navigational aids to facilitate night flights. The full scope of works is expected to ramp up commercial airlift opportunities, streamline emergency airlift scenarios, and connect family, friends, and loved ones like never before.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
For our today's signing, we also heard from Abaco Aggregates Company CEO Keno Simmons, who made it clear that he plans to hire dozens of Bahamians during this process.
We should have about 60 local Bahamians working, so that would be employees and subcontractors. So the answer is yes, we will have some subcontractors, but when we talk about persons on the ground, we're looking at Bahamians, and peak, we're looking at about 60.
One of the day's other big stories, the International Court of Justice issuing a landmark advisory opinion yesterday, affirming what the Bahamas and other vulnerable nations have long argued. Major polluting countries have a legal obligation to reduce their emissions and provide support for the damage they have caused. Altaviz Munnings tells us more tonight.
The International Court of Justice's ruling recognized climate change as a, quote, urgent and life-threatening crisis, end quote, driven by human activity. This declaration reinforces the legal responsibility of nations to protect the environment and the people who depend on it. That's from an Office of the Prime Minister press release issued Wednesday, which also declared that while the ICJ's opinion is advisory and not legally binding, it sets a powerful precedent by establishing a solid legal foundation that small island states can use in future litigation and international negotiations to hold high-emitting countries accountable. The OPM contends the ICJ's decision marks a significant shift, transforming climate action from a moral imperative into a legal duty under international law. For the Bahamas, this ruling strengthens the tools available to demand both meaningful emissions reductions and compensation for climate-related loss and damage. Climate change champion Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis brands the ICJ's ruling as seismic, noting that the Bahamas now has the legal backing to hold major polluters accountable for the harm inflicted on the Bahamian people and our islands. From a legal standpoint, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder, underscores that the ICJ's decision forces the world's largest polluters to help repair the damage they caused, because this is not charity, but a legal obligation. Officials of the Office of the Prime Minister's Climate Change and Environmental Advisory Unit echoed similar sentiments. The Office of the Prime Minister's release concluded that the Bahamas remains committed to leading in the global fight for climate justice and will leverage this decision to push for urgent and concrete action from the international community. Reporting live in studio, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you.
Oh, thanks to Altaviz Munnings reporting for us tonight. Showing its strong advocacy for the environment, the Office of the Prime Minister's National Emissions Registry has launched the Green Choice Exemption Program. It is designed to encourage the importation of energy-efficient cooling and heating appliances across the country. The program promotes energy efficiency, enabling stakeholders to reduce energy costs, lower their carbon footprint, and support the Bahamas' national target of reducing emissions some 30% by 2030. To participate, social support organizations like children's homes, elderly care facilities, soup kitchens, and churches must pay a one-time $75 permit fee. It's $100 annually for all other households and commercial entities. Now, to apply for the Green Choice Exemption Program, log on to the My Gateway platform, select Office of the Prime Minister, and choose National Emissions Registry. The Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister, Latrey Ramming, has announced that he has launched a formal complaint with the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, or IRCA, regarding Guardian Radio. The complaint raises concerns about Guardian Radio's compliance with broadcasting standards, particularly in relation to fairness, impartiality, and political balance. Moving forward, the government will exercise the full scope of IRCA's rules to report any breach involving political bias or the deliberate misrepresentation of headlines. There is more news to stay up for this Thursday, including a new cohort of professionals being certified. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight at 11. Stay with us.
Bahamas has been a nation marching for progress. We are more than sunny skies and blue seas. We are a nation filled with purpose, opportunity, and innovation. With each generation, our spirit grows stronger, our dreams brighter, with our banners waving high. Join us as we continue to pass the torch, fostering freedom, progress, opportunity, and innovation for years to come. Happy Independence, Bahamas, from Commonwealth Bank.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
We're back here now with more news this Thursday night. And another group of illegal migrants were apprehended yesterday. The Department of Immigration's Enforcement Unit carrying out Operation Morning Glow between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., focusing on central New Providence, including Padolio Street, Eneas Court, Margaret Avenue, and Lincoln Boulevard. 17 Haitian nationals, inclusive of 6 women and 11 men, were apprehended for immigration-related offenses, including overstaying. All individuals taken into custody were subsequently transported to the Carmichael Road Detention Center for processing. On a lighter note here, their training has come to an end, and now they're on higher heights. These young, freshly certified professionals are ready to apply all they've learned in the real world. We get that story tonight from our Danielle Dean.
They've come and they've conquered. Another successful national training agency cohort, graduating credentialed, certified, and ready to take on the workforce. If you had to guess the career goal of a teenage girl, auto body and auto servicing care probably wouldn't come to mind. But 17-year-old Paige Colley is pursuing just that and already has her next steps mapped out.
It's a challenge to fight for yourself, fight for the independence, to actually show them that even though I'm a girl, I can still do the same thing that you're doing, and even sometimes better. I got offered a scholarship to be able to come and learn the principles of business management at Synergy Bahamas with Mr. Leslie himself.
The students are in the spotlight, but these 78 nation builders themselves must be built by mentors like General Manager of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Clint Watson. Bringing the keynote address, Watson likened the students' new certification to a passport, a document that takes precision and patience to obtain, but one well worth the hassle.
In order to go to the next level and go in places where other people may never be able to access, you've got to get a special permission and certification to get you there. What am I saying? You never stop learning. Don't let this be the only certification you get. Keep looking for opportunities to equip and qualify yourself.
The cohort last month participated in the first job fair facilitated pre-graduation, and Executive Director Bridget Ferguson says at least 24 graduates have been hired. So look out for these soon-to-be teachers, business, and hospitality professionals, because they are seizing the moment. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thank you, Danielle. This next story is sure to give you a chill and melt your heart at the same time. In the spirit of Heart Month, a crowd favorite is being served with a side of purpose, reaching beyond the counter to touch hearts and changing lives. Our Amaya Moss tells us more.
For children fighting life-threatening heart conditions, timely medical care can mean the difference between hope and survival. That's the mission behind the Miracles for Blessings campaign, a collaboration between Dairy Queen and the Sazzoon Victor Heart Foundation. Dairy Queen's Chief Operating Officer here in the Bahamas, Crystal Campbell, says the partnership is rooted in shared values and purpose. As she puts it, while each frozen delight may be served upside down, the impact it makes is turning the lives of young patients right side up.
Our CEO would have had some hard challenges, and so definitely know the plight of mental strain that it puts on and also the financial cost. And I would have also had a family member who would have had heart challenges, and the Sir Victor Sassoon Bahamas Heart Foundation was the one that assisted them as well in too of getting this awesome life-changing surgery. And so we thought it more than fitting for us to assist them and allow them to be this year's recipient. So there's a whole conversation around the illness in the month of July. So in this month it is heart, and so we would hope that we're able to raise anywhere from 10 to 12,000 to assist children who are having various heart disease. We do know that the surgeries and treatments are very costly, and it takes on a mental and financial strain on the family, so we want to be able to assist them in any which way we can.
Chairman of the Sir Victor Sassoon Heart Foundation, Roy E. Barnes, who's been behind the cause for over 6 decades, stresses the necessity of community involvement in the foundation's mission, emphasizing that every child's life saved is a victory worth fighting for.
It is very important that our partnership with Dairy Queen will help us raise funds to assist Bahamian children. Without the support of the public and of Bahamian businesses like Dairy Queen, we would not have the funds to pay for these expensive surgeries. Of every dollar the Sassoon Heart Foundation raises, over 97 cents of that dollar goes directly to pay for the children's surgery. We hope the public will support us and also enjoy their Dairy Queen blizzards.
The real magic isn't just in the blizzard, but in the lives it helps to save and the smiles it helps to restore. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Excellent story there, Amaya. Thank you. Amajal Knowles is here with a preview of what's ahead in sports. Amo.
The Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Nationals are slated for this weekend. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
You got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rent-A-Kill Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rent-A-Kill Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Welcome to your Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports this Saturday over at the University of the Bahamas. The Bahamas Bodybuilding, Wellness, and Fitness Federation set to host its National Championships. The event is heavily anticipated after taking a year off due to some technical challenges. But according to President Wellington Sears, this year's edition will be as competitive as ever.
This is a big one. We didn't have one last year due to some hiccups. It was a little bit. Last year was election year. And because of that, I had a lot of problems finding individuals to actually do the job, to actually promote a show. However, we were still able to select a team and came back with 7-spot position in the CAC. So this year, we should do a whole lot better. Well, we have persons coming from the Northern Bahamas Association. We have athletes coming from the Southern Bahamas Association. This is the first time the Southern Bahamas, the Southern Bahamas just happened this year. That's from North Andros. And we have a lot of locals. We have 20 divisions. We have a new division now. It's called the Fit Challenge. Fit Challenge is similar to CrossFit, where you're doing some sit-ups, some lunges, some push-ups, and some inverted rows, chin-ups, that kind of thing.
Sayers adding that the Federation is also prioritizing the development of junior athletes as well.
That's on the rise. That's on the rise now. I'm talking now with the Ministry of Education. We are on the rise now. We just had a little bit delay because, again, we missed that. As you know, when the summer break hit for the school, everybody want to travel. So we have to do it at least a week before or a week after. However, in the Nationals Saturday, we have a few juniors competing now in a fit challenge.
Switching gears, a handful of local athletes are the recipients of collegiate scholarships, thanks in part to a local recruiting agency. Our Swanson Gibson Jr. has more on that story.
The Legacy Nation Sports Group recently had its inaugural college commitment signing ceremony, with 6 student athletes announcing the college they'd be attending in the fall. Family and coaches filled the Living Waters Kingdom Church, celebrating the young talent for acquiring scholarships for their respective sports. Starting the recruit list off is Cedric Devalier and Chosen Brown, who is set to hit the diamond for Bay College baseball. Heading to Indiana Tech for track and field is Rashay Pantry. Also furthering their journey in track and field is Jaden Joaquin, signing with Bethel University. Finally, football recruits Chauncey Goldwire and Jackson Washington signed with Cornell and Highland College, respectively. Legacy Nation founder Jadian Miller expressed immense pride in his recruits, stating their legacy matters and always will, and that he looks forward to their academic and athletic success at the collegiate level with God's help. Since its inception, Legacy Sports Recruitment has secured scholarships for over 50 Bahamian and American student athletes and looks to increase that figure significantly. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
In track news, he had a stellar campaign this season for the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs in his graduate season after initially starting out at 2 other Power 5 schools. Oscar Smith garnering a handful of individual accolades, including a pair of conference championships, culminating his season with All-American honors, a year that almost never was, as Smith overcame injury and doubt. We caught up with the young track star at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium.
Favor and faith played a big role in this because at the time I was in the portal, a lot of coaches wasn't taking a chance on me because I had a year and a half layoff from the track. So in the kind of had a feeling like I got stuck in the portal. And late last year, around this time, honestly, Coach George Clare, who was a Bahamian as well, and Coach Brian Johnson, they both took a chance on me, and, you know, it paid off. So, you know, we started the season indoor at Louisville, started off with a bang, broke the school record with 774, carried that momentum outdoor. You know, we didn't open up what we wanted to it, but coming down to the end of the season, you know, we peaked right. We had two PBs at the NCAA East Regionals, with 1342 being my personal best now, and then placing 10th at the NCAA Championships, second team All-American. So it's been an amazing season. You know, I've just been walking in my path, and, you know, I'm just in a grateful season right now and thankful for everything that's I've been blessed with.
Honor Smith also taking home the CUSA Newcomer of the Year as well.
Being the Newcomer of the Year, it was an honor because, you know, I went from delivering seafood last summer to, you know, being All-American. So, I mean, being the CUSA Comer of the Year, you know, it meant a lot. You know, like I said, I'm just grateful. It's a lot of attention on me now, so I just got to do good stuff with that and shine and continue to shine my light. Representing Louisiana Tech and Eugene, Oregon this year was also an honor because along this entire year, the Bulldog meant something more to me than just a logo for the school.
In the family other news, with the Black Point Regatta set for this coming holiday weekend, a major corporate partner coming on board to ensure the event is a success. Bob Coughlin of the Turtle Grass Resort donating $20,000 to the Black Point Sailing Club to ensure the completion of the boats, as well as another $4,000 to the overall regatta as well. And that's been a look at your sports on this Thursday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
Welcome
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
For us at the Myers Group of restaurants, we found that we have a pretty large portion of our employment pool that had difficulty getting bank accounts.
The issue we had previously was just getting cash, getting funds on the island. And with only one working ATM, the idea of the sand dollar just in being digital, and everybody has a smartphone nowadays, it actually worked into our favor.
The sand dollar was like a godsend because it allowed us to add it to our payroll system, which means we're able to send their money to the sand dollar wallet.
It's still a bank transfer because you get an account number. So from the employer side of things, all I have to do is send your funds just as usual.
It opens up our pool for us to be able to hire some of the people that we couldn't hire before because they were unable to open bank accounts. This has been a really good solution.
Our weekend weather forecast is now into clear focus. Basil Dean joins us with that, but before we talk about that, I think Basil has an update on what's happening in the tropics. Hello, Basil.
Good evening, Carvel. We do have our eyes on two areas in the tropics. The first is in the Caribbean Sea. There's a little low-pressure system there, but it's going to struggle to develop for a couple of reasons. First, we have the Sahara dust that is spreading across the region right into the Bahamas. That will keep a lid on it, and coupled with that is this upper-level wind sharing, which is taking place to ensure that no significant development of this system takes place. And then, yes, there's another one in the Gulf of Mexico. That one, a very low chance of development, as we anticipated, will eventually move inland and dissipate. And temperatures around the Family of Islands this evening: Marshall, Babaco, Greenfield, Key, and Freeport at 84 degrees, 86 in the Berry Islands, 86 also in Allenstown, Bimini, Fresh Creek, Central Andros, Kemps Bay, South Andros, Black Point, Exuma, Alderstown, Kid Island, all at 84 degrees, Roxanne and Lutra at 83, Harper Island 86 degrees, picking up some 84s again in San Salvador and Rumkey, Georgetown, Exuma 84 degrees, 84s extends into Ragged Island, Clarence, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 82 degrees, 82 in Acklands, Matthew, Tiny Nagua at 86, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 84 degrees. Satellite pictures showing showers associated with that low pressure system in the Gulf of Mexico already starting to interact with landmass, and once it moves in, we can expect some significant weakening of that system. Over the Bahamas, high pressure now in control. We have the backside of that upper level trough still generating some showers to the west of Andros, but all of that is moving towards the west, so we'll continue to see clearing over the next couple of days. Breezy this evening, otherwise mainly clear and warm with a low temperature of 79 degrees. And then tomorrow we're looking at mostly sunny, breezy and quite pleasant. High temperature climbing up to 89 degrees. Extended weather forecast, lots of sunshine with some haziness in the atmosphere due to the presence of that Sahara dust, and that will be with us right through the weekend. And as we head into next week, wouldn't be until about middle of the week, Wednesday, when we'll see some more showers work their way into our forecast. Carvel.
I'm going to hold you to that breezy for tomorrow, Basil. Thank you very much, and thank you for staying up with us. I'm Corval Pye and for all of us, take care, be well, and remember, we'll be looking to see you right back here tomorrow evening. Good night.
At Tonic Williams Darling Highway, I'm Tijaro Hudson. This is ZNS.